This one is our last box for the current campaign arc. I think it's only appropriate we start with a last time on Dungeon in a Box. Voyage of the Fallen Star, the Star Tide. So here we have a Tabaxi pirate. I think these are stickers? Roar of the Blazing Isles is our adventure for this time. Rocks and some tendrily things. Pillar of the Giants. And I see what looks like a dragon. That is a good, fun mini. And the next piece of the adventure is called Queen of the Rotting Jungle. It's got that elephant, war elephant idea to it. Maze of the Leviathan. Ooh, I love the cover. Look at that. Oh, that is some Ragnarok Fenris looking thing. Race to the Sunken Star. That is a Cthulhu statue, if ever I done seen one. Forge of the Dragon Lord. We got this is some kind of magical forge run by a dragon, where the dragon is creating these golems is being served by these kobolds and dragonborn and basically just the other reptilian races. Raid on the Library of Secrets. Right? Battle in Paradise. Interesting. The Twisted and the Greedy. Hieronymus Bosch. Copyright distinct. Definitely not a beholder creature right there. That heap of miniatures turned up this month. I've got some painting ahead of me. Hunters of the Dark Ice. Okay, Adventure 11. Yes, this is the correct one. The shame is I only see one of the little penguin guys. The shifting ribbon of light that marks the edge of the world. You are coming up on the end right now, and I, for one, am really excited to see where they go with this, so. That's right, this is the last one of the current season. Everything to do with the Fallen Star is going to wrap up in this box that I hold in my hands right now. Now after this, I don't know what happens next. I was planning to stay subscribed, but I was also not expecting them to change things up. And I guess they're shaking things up next season, or even if there's going to be a season. They sent me an email that said something about it's going to be wondrous one-shots from now on, so you get a different one-shot every month, but then they were still saying something about, what was it? How did they word this? There's going to be all wondrous one-shots from now on, but they also said, take a look at the new campaign arc, Keys of Wonder. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that, if it's going to be a campaign arc or it's not. I'm in for the next 3 months. I had my stuff set up to pay 3 months at a time, so that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to find out what the next 3 months look like and see if it is actually a campaign arc or not, because I'm a little bit confused by this email they sent me, but for now, we have the last box. It is called The End of the World. Very evocative, feels like what this has all been building up to just from the look of it. Let's see, this box was prepped and checked by Tim C., a fearsome dragon. Cool. Let's see, we've got some minis included. Dragonkin Barbarian. I like it. This actually looks like their in-house design, so I think this is what was supposed to, according to plan, come with this box. And they did say that even with the campaign arc ending, they're still going to get the minis that didn't get shipped out to people, which I'm very excited for. I went on their Instagram to try and figure out what Keys of Wonder was all about, and one of the things I saw was what the Wolf Mini was supposed to look like, and it looked so cool. I really, really am excited for that one to come in the mail eventually. So, Dragonborn Barbarian. And Armored Dragon. This is going to be the one from a previous set. This one is definitely... This definitely looks, feels, and has got to be that dragon from episode 7, or adventure number 7, however you call it. I'm actually going to real quick talk us through these adventures, because they've taken us to some fun places. The Startide. Adventure number 1, we set sail on the seas. Adventure 2, for Roar of the Blazing Isles. We faced the fire's fury. In Pillar of the Giants, we scaled the Cyclopean masonry. In Queen of the Rotting Jungle, we faced the fungal forest. In Maze of the Leviathan, we marauded our way through the maze-like macabre maw. We searched the Stygian seafloor and raced to the sunken star. We fought to the fiery forge in the Forge of the Dragon Lord. We made some very questionable decisions in Raid on the Library of Secrets that seemed more destructive than necessary. We faced the Fae in the Battle in Paradise. We haggled with hags. Haggled isn't the right word, but I'm trying to go for alliteration right now, in the Twisted and the Greedy. We stood against such horrors in Hunters of the Dark Ice, and finally here we are, at the end of it. This is a journey. I am 2 sessions into playing this game with my own players, and at 2 sessions in, so far they have gone through the Monastery of the Stars, or Monastery of the Fallen Star, whatever that was called in Adventure 1, and then made it through the wilderness back to town. From there, there's some downtime activities in town, there's facing off against Black Rift in 2 different combat encounters, and then they're finally through box number 1. So I think this content is going to last us quite a while. Anyway, we have the minis that came with this, and we have some skinny minis for this one. Let's see, I am looking at, looks like martial artists, weird little dragonfly things, some kind of wraith. These dragonfly things are kind of cool. They're like, they've got predator mouth, and they're little dragonfly wing dragons. We've got skinny mini bases. The players will choose a figurehead for their ship. That feels fitting as a big final thing to choose near the end of the campaign here. We have some more stickers just to place that figurehead on the ship. We've got some kind of 3-dimensional pieces of terrain that need to go together. It looks like it's just going to be these standing stones with runes on them, which I am here for. And we have a map. This looks very elven angelic, very geometric lines through it all. Some kind of city map with a few interior spaces included on there. This is all looking neat. And here, finally, at the end of the world, I'm going to let y'all know what I think of this after one more reading break. It's an interesting conclusion. It really delivers on the mystery of what the Far Elves are and what's going on with these people. You keep seeing, one of the recurring characters who's been huge in this, and it's really well explained why he's been huge. It really came up in his first appearance, but it continues on in some really neat ways. It gives some great moments for very emotional scenes to take place. Very end of the journey type of scenes. And it really relies heavily on the Game Master to have kept good track of a lot of the decisions made up to this point. Because in a lot of the adventures up to this point, you have 2 potential crewmates and you've got to choose only one. And that can kind of fall into the telltale trap, and it has a little bit here of, well, you could either bring this person with you on your adventure or bring this person with you on your adventure. And since we can't plan for which one you did, neither of them's going to have all that much impact on the story. And it's fallen into that trap a little bit in the past, and it explicitly gives you moments as a game master to, this is a good moment to bring forward the crew that's been assembled over the year, well, over the adventures. So, for one full year of adventure, I am very pleased with how this turns out. It's a nice, big, climactic final encounter with some very high stakes. It definitely opens up a really interesting vista in front of you to have more adventures in the future, with this set of adventures concluded and set behind you. So, with all of that said, I am very, very excited to one day eventually get to run this adventure. It really struck me reading this just how long it might be before we get this far, but I'm excited to get there. It's been a ride, Dungeon in a Box. I'm really enjoying it. I'm curious to see what this whole, it's a wondrous one-shot, but there's going to be some kind of story arc coming up again soon. I'm curious to see where that all goes. I'm really wanting to find out. So, this one was fun, and yeah, with this whole adventure behind us, it's down to see whether that's, by the time I get to it in a campaign, whether this is going to be a good place to finish a campaign or a good time to jump off into more Monster of the Week adventures. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, very excited to one day, someday in the future, see what's yet to come with all of this. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed this series. I know that I have, and I'm excited to see what Dungeon in a Box does next. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with a friend or several friends, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me draw in a future video. Later, y'all!